Yeah. So, what to talk about? There's a lot going on in my head, and I just don't get it. I really don't. Basically, I would say most of the world is in denial, or they are uninformed, and the majority of the world don't take an interest, right? And who says what and everything else. The only people that take an interest in when it comes to superhero movies are people that are into superhero movies and into comic books and the same, right? Now, most people that go to these superhero movies really don't know. They've been fed all this sort of film and it's easy on the brain and it's just something to take the kids to and it's easy to follow and they can leave the brains in the house and stuff like that and for many a times that they've been brainwashed into thinking that this is what makes a good film. It's got to be colourful and cheerful and it's got to be, and this is what comic books are. Christopher Reeve's Superman is what Superman is meant to be and everything else, and where the comic book fans know something more and know that ain't so. Hence, they all kind of freaked when Man of Steel came out and it gave you actually a person that was more than two-dimensional. Somebody that doubted his own self-worth and his abilities and why he's here and why he was so different and everything else and will the world accept him and basically he was being human. But the vast majority of people out there, they don't want that. They just want daftness, cheerfulness, everything else, and they want to go to see a film um, that's basically nonsense for 2 hours, right? Where they can just sit in the cinema with popcorn and go home and not even talk about it. Well, there are some people, like myself, that have seen BVS and Man of Steel and thought, wow, this has made me reignite my passion for these characters, for these DC characters, and I'm looking forward to the future of the DC. And then we get fucked in the ass because the general public is unaware. They're not used to change, right? They're not used to this sort of new way of looking at things, right? And that's what's basically hammered DC is because we kept on getting reruns and repeats of the Superman movie from long ago. Kept on seeing reruns of the Batman films from long ago. So we're not used to seeing Batman, even though when you look at those Batman films from the Tim Burtons, when somebody puts a grenade in a big skeleton's face, his trousers, and it goes off in the distance, so he basically kills him, people somehow don't notice that. Vast majority of people out there don't take that stuff in. So when you have somebody like Brie Larson that goes on TV and interviews and constantly says about this agenda and this female feminist movement that she wants to do, and then of course you have stories about from websites that were actually defending Marvel movies, right? And singing their praises and actually coming out with news saying that people didn't actually get on well with her and she was a wee bit nasty to some of the people on the set because she's shoving this agenda and Disney is shoving this agenda, and that now we have web pages like Den of Geeks that it's and these people are saying, oh, this is the new way that Marvel is going forward now. You know, this is Captain Marvel will be showboating the whole new list of characters or whatnot, and it's that direction they want to take. And Kevin Feige's smiling because we're living in a world where Marvel will just make money. It doesn't matter how crap it is. Disney will still serve, will still put their agenda through, right? Star Wars, right? Star Wars will make money, even though it's screwed and fucked up most of their die-hard fans that have supported it for years, right? They're basically, majority of them are leaving, right? And like myself, put stuff in the attic, right? And try and only Lucas's vision is Star Wars. Don't know what the other shit is, right? But then you get this new generation, and this new generation will come in, and they'll watch these films. You know, they'll watch the Captain Marvels, they'll watch the Star Wars movies, and they are not even interested in what's going on behind the scenes and how the films are made. No, they don't realise the sort of brainwashing that's happening. They don't get that Captain Marvel and the Star Wars has this feminist agenda that basically mocks man, or they're trying to push their social justice shit onto us. And not only that, right? But they've been doing this for years. They've been manipulating the system. And if you're a conspiracy theorist, or like the thing where society is somehow trying to control you, right? As in buying smart cameras and houses and people, the government can check you on the computer and know exactly where you are and what you're doing and everything else. Well, Disney has already been doing that, right? They've got their finger in every single pie, and they've been paying people constantly on their web pages like Den of Geeks and everything else, right? And they've been telling them what to put. I mean, recently Den of Geeks has put that Captain Marvel is the first female superhero that is going to inspire the next generation. Bollocks. Okay, you have the women from Aliens, you've got Kill Bill, right? You've got these women. This woman doesn't smile a lot, no backside, no personality. This is not the woman I would like to take my kids to see, but Disney, they spin on it. They say, followers, we will pay Rotten Tomatoes to, and kinda we tweak it so it gets a wee maybe fresh tomato, and that people do like our show, and then everybody that disagrees with us, they're just trolls. That's feminist speaking. Okay, that's communist speaking. That's just because somebody doesn't like it, then they're a troll, and that is not the correct. You have to basically agree whatever that person says. Otherwise, you're scum, right? So Disney has got fingers in all this. So meanwhile, everybody else, right? Everybody else is unaware of this. They don't realise that. They don't realise they're getting fed all this bullshit. Apart from maybe you and myself and many other YouTubers. But oh no, they're all lying just now, okay? They're all lying. And even though there's a wee 8-year-old girl, right? Marvel fan. She's filmed an empty cinema, right? And she did not like the film, right? I think there's another video, somebody else done another video of this 8-year-old girl or whatnot. And she's making the film. Now, she's unaware, of course, of the female agenda, right? But again, we fed all this stuff that the film's doing well, that it'll reach 1 billion. Every film is. This is what I'm getting. If Captain Marvel reaches 1 billion, then what state of mind are we? Okay, what state of mind are we that we are okay in this sort of treatment, right? That the millions of people around the world are unaware of what's happening, unaware that so presidents and elections and politics and stuff in your own country are getting passed, issues are getting passed, right? And without you knowing, okay, new laws and everything else are getting passed. Why? Because people don't care, right? They don't care. They're slowly being brainwashed, and it's only the people that either, the well informed, that make that decision not to go and see it because of these reasons, right? There'll be a hypocrite to go and see it, and that's why. And people that actually get more information, right? If you get more information about the film or the characters you're going to see, then you can make the better choice. Right? You can make and there's a girl who's a Star Trek fan. She doesn't know about the characters, but she knows that, like Thor Ragnarok, a lot of people didn't like Thor in it because they knew the characters. She thought it was an alright film, but what she doesn't get is this Captain Marvel feminist stuff, right? So I was listening to her, and she doesn't even like the idea of this new direction that Marvel's taking with the feminist Captain Marvel stuff. Anyway, but if you know the information in the characters, then you can really be credited in having a great opinion about something. For instance, Superman and Batman. Batman v Superman. Man of Steel. If you were well informed of the comics and everything else and what that character's actually like, then you would appreciate these films. But nobody gives a shit. Everybody lives in their own wee bubble, right? And I've got relatives that are so into Disney that they don't even know who probably the Prime Minister is. Okay, because they live in their wee bubble. And this is where society is heading. We're heading to a society where it's like Player One ready, that movie. We're all programmed into these wee computer visors, shut off from the real world and put into a world which we create ourselves to make us happy. And this is sad. This is sad. So, and to be honest, if I don't see any more evidence or proof that people are actually standing up and fighting against this and appreciating what the DC has done. But then again, DC has fucked up again, haven't they? The DC did do something great, but in order to please all these people who are ill-informed of these characters, they fucked it up with their timeline. They got rid of Zack. So DC isn't the innocent party in this either. No, and I'm not talking about DC, I'm talking about Warner Brothers, because they screwed up. Because what they had to do was they first of all had to really get the word out there and give more description of the characters and get how would we do that? Maybe explain in the trailers that this is a guy who's losing his edge, who's losing his, because for some reason, because that film was cut, they didn't get it. Because the world by this time when BVS came out wanted nice, self-explanatory, popcorn, don't have to think much superhero movies. So yeah, I'm really, I'm pessimistic about the future of the human race, and it's all thanks to, and Captain Marvel will just be the start of it. Well, that's my philosophy. That's my truth. DC Vigilante out.